Demi Vollering going into the final brutal mountain stage in the GC lead in the red jersey. Could Anna van der Breggen and Marlon Royce are 45 and 46 seconds behind her respectively unseat her. The stage 7 from La Robla to Alto de Cotobello in the Asturias. We've got hard climbs. This is actually very much like the stage to where Roglic and Bernal went on the second last climb to Covadonga. You got that opportunity here with hard climbs far from the 10k 8% climb. Would anyone try to do that? I mean, are you really going to go to the final climb with Demi Vollering with you, even isolated? Can you be confident you'll drop her? And we see on that second last climb, Femke de Vries had anticipated, but actually the peloton mostly across and not so many riders dropped yet. Mavi Garcia though, 4Ks to go. The hostilities begin to open and this group gets reduced to 20 riders, but then it stops. De Vries, a minute ahead. Is she going to make it over the top and then get into the valley? The attacks begin again with Cavallaro at the back and more riders start to go off the back, with this being a very, very difficult climb, like 5k, 7.7%. And Anna van der Breggen, she begins to set a tempo on this climb, which is backed up by Royackers beginning to move, but FDJ pretty much always had this under control. They put Muzic on the front in the polka dot climbers jersey, Lebu behind her, Vollering marshalling her team to lock down this stage. De Vries just gets over the top of that climb as the rain begins on the camera, 10 seconds ahead of the maybe a bit bigger group now, 20 riders. And you can lose GC here. These Asturian wet descents, I think Van Aert was it where he crashed here last year in the Vuelta in this sort of descent. A very similar stage, actually, I think, in this region. And Trinka Colonel, she wants to get ahead. She goes in front of Muzic. She was descending on the hoods. Cedrine Kerbal, this is an opportunity for her to take time up on the other riders. And De Vries is caught on that descent. Kerbal goes across and drops her and goes with Trinka Colonel as well. And it's Mavi Garcia undercutting Juliette Lebu when the descent ends and it's a false flat downhill. It's not so technical anymore. And FDJ, they've got it under control. Muzic goes with Mavi Garcia. They're both on about 3 minutes 50 on GC. And so there's no chase from the group behind. I mean, they're 350 on GC. They've got to ride in a valley for 15Ks here. The climb is going to be 35 plus minutes. So for FDJ, they're happy. For their other teams that are way behind on GC, they don't really have to react at this point. And that group gets a minute 30 before SD Works begin to control. Lots of riders come back. Voskel's dropped. She comes back. She's giving food and drinks to Bunel and Kladanova, the 18 and 20-year-old climbers on Visma Lisa bike. And the climb begins. After a solid lead out from SD Works Pro Time, Michaela Harvey, they got Bredevold, but not many pure climbing domestiques left for Anna van der Breggen. I mean, Bredevold can only go so far. Osterlatzer, who was good the other day, she crashes in the run into that climb, not what you want. With the climb starting in a couple of kilometers, 8th on GC, the Spanish national champion. And yeah, she has to basically do this entire climb on her own, which was a real shame given that she's been performing so well, not just this year and this race, but last year as well. Bredevold begins to set a pace. 9.4 Ks to go. How long can she go? I mean, she's not going to put Demi Vollering under pressure. Garcia and Muzic, they started with an okay advantage, but Bredevold's actually pacing slower than those riders for the most part. And Van der Breggen goes 8.4 Ks to go. Not like she surges, but not a stinging attack, because you see, it's still a group of 20. It's not like she dances away from everybody bar 3 or 4 riders. And then she stops. And I was thinking, is she going to let a Royackers or Bunel attack and then play the game, maybe bridge across to them, maybe let's see if Demi will overreact? The problem for her was Evita Muzic and FDJ. Muzic marked that. Not only that, Muzic dances up the road. Van der Breggen's isolated. And yeah, she can rely on Royackers to close it for a little bit, but then she begins pacing again. And she does the best part of 25 minutes on this climb with Demi Vollering sat in her wheel. Royce is sat right there as well. They're both excellent TT riders. And for Royce, who's 1 second behind Van der Breggen, this is perfect. The rider ahead of her in GC is setting a steady tempo that she can mark and just follow in the draft, even though it is 8%. There's no stinging attacks over and over like this one from Demi Vollering. I think if this sort of attack and stop had begun with 5 and 6Ks to go, it wouldn't have suited Royce too well, although she is looking in career absolute top shape, particularly climbing wise. And then Demi hits Van der Breggen with the hammer blow. She got the lead out. She never got last year at SD Works, the perfect mountain pacing from Van der Breggen for Demi Vollering in the 3 SD Works. 1 current, 2 alumni were battling it out in the last 500 meters, but Vollering, just like on Laguna Sanaya, no surprises, without really having to close down any attacks, wins the stage, secures GC after a very, very solid week from her and FDJ Suez. Reuser drops Van der Breggen for second, her best GC performance on a mountain race like this before. And Van der Breggen finishes third on 25 seconds. And Cor Vos, very good across the week. Fisher Black paced herself very well. Lebu, Tringa, Colonel, Muzic, Bunel, Ninka, Vinka. Here's what Demi had to say after securing the W.
Demi Vollering, winner of the last stage and winner once again of this Vuelta Femenina by Carrefour.es. What is crossing your mind at this moment?
I'm very happy. I'm really happy that I could win both mountain stages, and yeah, my team was again so strong, and we were always in control for my feeling. So I'm really happy about the whole performance with the whole team.
We saw you in the climb, keeping behind the wheel of Anna van der Breggen. She was making most of the lead out.
Yeah, she was trying to drop us with a hard speed, and yeah, I knew that I had still something left, so I was waiting for the last steep part to throw in an attack and go for the win. I didn't have to risk anything today, and yeah, I just wanted to win the stage again. So yeah, I needed to wait, and that was not easy because I really wanted to go, but then finally on the last kilometer I throw in my attack and gave me my everything to the finish line.
Gefeliciteerd en geniet.
Merci.
In terms of GC, Vollering wins again, 1:01 ahead of Reuser. Van der Breggen on 1:16, Cor Vos 4th and Lebu 5th. So despite Lebu maybe not being her best shape, she was consistent. And FDJ Suez are looking pretty scary with Demi Vollering at the helm for the Tour de France Femmes avec Zwift coming up in August. I would say they didn't really put too many feet wrong. Demi looks strong. Hope you enjoyed the videos and see you in the next one. Ciao.